Let's fight now. Anybody got a shot? Call 911, somebody.
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! No! Stop it!
Hey, what's
Get my motherfucking money back! You will get it! Get out! Get out! Get this bitch off me! No! Get out! Get out! Stop it! Get her off me! I am coming in and I'm getting my refund! Give me the lock door. There's a key to lock door right next to the computer. I want my money refunded! No, she wants Let me show my bill to get my refund!
Show through the window.
All we need is your name. That's all we need.
Cathy Hill!
Cathy Hill, you will get your money back. Go.
When?
Like 5
Whenever
minutes.
the
Wait
bank
out
is
here.
done.
You ain't coming in though. I know that much.
No, we gotta go.
Whenever-
You get your motherfucking hands off me!
Hey, let go of her hair.
Oh my God.
Let go of her hair.
Hey, you gotta calm the fuck down.
Stop!
Yo.
Stop!
Tiffany,
Stop! That is enough!
I was assaulted and I have a whole crowd to see.
You stand there!
She's been shoving up on me the whole time. Who has my glasses? Come on.
Yo, guys.
This guy's videotaping it, so he has it all.
Paying customer. You got people out waiting for 3 hours for food.
Okay, so you just saw an entire display of Karenitis just take place right here. Now, this story right here probably did not get that much traction, and one of my followers on Twitter tagged me in the story, and I said I gotta talk about this. This definitely has to be discussed for a multitude of reasons. So basically, what you have is this woman right here, and she got upset because she wasn't getting her money refunded because I guess she felt that she was waiting too long for her food and she wanted to get a refund. But as you can see with the social distancing policies they have in place, they can only wait outside just like everybody else who was waiting. And she decided she was going to try to take it upon herself, what she did, to go inside the restaurant, and then that's when the employees forced her out. But let her tell it, she would make it seem like they assaulted her and all of the type of things that we clearly saw on the video. Now, based on what I have read through the comments, this is not her first ride at the rodeo. She has been known to do this before. They said there was something that happened at another restaurant or another location back in 2015. And by the way, this woman's name is Cathy Hill. You heard her say it in there when she was asking for the refund. And apparently this has happened before at another location years ago. So this is not her first time here. So you saw in the video, she got upset. They pushed her out of the door, and then she assaulted the woman that was right there. And then the woman went and just grabbed her hair. Like, I have a feeling that if she wasn't being held off by the two guys, she would have done some damage to her, for real. She was able to get a handful of her hair, but did you notice that the palm-colored male on the other side of the camera, I guess that was the one who was recording or someone who was nearby, said, "Stop pulling her hair." Like, we just didn't see this Cathy Hill slap this woman first, which led her to her grabbing her and pulling her by her hair. But he got on cold real quick to defend this woman as if she did not ask for that. And you saw the other employee there, he snatched his apron off and his bandana like he wanted to hit Cathy Hill. I'm not even gonna lie, a piece of me wishes he kind of did, because he was ready to go in, but he's like, he had to calm himself real quick because he knows what it would look like on his part, and he probably would have ended up being fired and brought up on some assault charges, especially since that Cathy Hill did not, at least visibly, hit him. and then they bring them back inside, and then I don't even think she got her refund. They just gave her glasses back, and she just went about her day. Now, there is an article that's attached to this that's going to go into more detail about what happened. It says a backlog of Mother's Day orders led to an altercation outside the East York Red Lobster on Mother's Day. On Sunday, May 10th, a video captured a few Red Lobster employees forcefully ushering a patron outside the restaurant main entrance. In the video, the customer demands a refund several times before swinging at an employee. "I was assaulted and have a whole crowd to see it," the customer said in the video, which was recorded by a bystander. Springettsbury Township Police responded to a 4:26 p.m. call at Red Lobster on Sunday, said Lieutenant Tony Bean. "We did respond. We talked to the people involved." He said that when officers arrived, the employees seen in the video were there, but the woman in the green sweatshirt had left. Police spoke with her at a nearby location, he said. As far as what kicked off the incident, Beam said that from watching the video, she was upset because her food wasn't ready. She wanted her money refunded. Beam said that the restaurant was closed to patrons and only employees was allowed inside. So this woman went beyond what their policies were. And notice that she didn't have a mask on. She didn't have gloves on, nothing. The rest of them masked up and everything, and she doesn't have anything on. And she out there just spraying her germs all over the place and hissing all over the place like she's a goddamn Komodo dragon. All for a refund that they would have given to her if she was more patient. Like, she acted like she was the only one there and they were taking forever with just one person. But if you looked around, there was other people there, and it was a lot of people coming there because it was Mother's Day. Mother's Day is one of the most populated, I would say, one of the most restaurant friendly days of the year is Mother's Day. And that's any restaurant. And it says that restaurant's closed, you're not allowed in there. He said, "My understanding is all food is brought outside of the building." He said that on Mother's Day, there were additional reports of delays in restaurants preparing food. Elsewhere in York County, cars were backed up along Route 30 to pick up food at the Olive Garden in West Manchester Township. The Red Lobster restaurant at 2555 East Market Street, York County Shopping Center, had a presumed 3-hour wait for food, according to another bystander overheard in the video. "We ask for patience and understanding when that happens." Red Lobster is owned by San Francisco-based Golden Gate Capital, which confirmed the long wait times and the incident. Nicole Bott, director of communications for Red Lobster, provided this statement regarding the Sunday incident. "We understand that we may have disappointed some of our guests on Mother's Day when due to the virus and changes to operations and staffing, we were not able to keep up with the demand at some of our locations. We apologize that some of our guests experienced long wait times, crowds, and in some cases did not receive their orders. It is always our goal to provide our guests with a great seafood experience, and unfortunately for some guests, we did not meet that goal on Sunday. We are working to better understand what occurred and how we can prevent it occurring in the future. That said, we do not tolerate violence for any reason in our restaurants. We expect our team members to treat our guests with respect, and we expect our guests to treat our team members with respect in return. We are grateful for our manager and the guests involved were not seriously injured in the incident on Sunday. Police are still investigating the incident, but no charges have yet been filed." They need to file charges on this woman because she violated their policy in which no guests were allowed to come inside, and then she didn't even have any kind of face covering on. And then she also assaulted one of the workers. You clearly saw it on the video. She slapped this woman. She slapped the glasses off of her face. And you can hear the slap too. But I'm glad that woman, I think they said her name was Tiffany, was able to try to defend herself. But I understand why they were trying to hold her back at the same time, because they were trying to protect her job. And especially because in this, what's going on right now, jobs are really hard to come by, especially since she will be considered an essential worker. But this Cathy Hill, they need to bring her up on assault charges for real, because she is no innocent party. She started this whole thing. Everybody else was waiting outside patiently, even if they had to wait a while. And they know why the wait times were high. Like I said, Mother's Day is one of the most restaurant friendly days of the year. Restaurants are usually packed during that time. She ran up in there and demanded a refund when they said that if she just waited, they were going to bring it to her. So now she's on camera acting a fool. She slapped somebody. All she got back was her glasses, and then they threw them on the ground. After they hit the ground, if I saw them, I would have stepped on them. That I thought somebody was going to do that. I was like, man, y'all missed a perfect opportunity. But I've also was reading somewhere when they were saying something else about this lady. I don't know how true this is, but they said that this woman was slightly impoverished or something to that effect. I'm like this. First off, if you're slightly impoverished, Red Lobster is the last place you will be trying to go to get some food. I'm not saying that Red Lobster is a Ruth Chris, but it's definitely not knocking on McDeath Doors prices. So if that's the case, what were you doing there? Whose money was you spending to get this food? But it's just that entitlement. And yet again, I will call it Karen, but we know her name, and it's Cathy this time. Now I will say this. I do know some Cathys. Pretty much all of them are black. But so now we have a Becky, we have Karen, and now we have Cathy. But yeah, this is a grown woman. This is not a young woman by any means. It's not a teenager. This is not a woman in her 20s or even in her 30s. But then again, you know how they age. She could very well be in her 30s. But yeah, the bigger thing here is, with everything that's going on right now, expect more of this to happen. Expect this to continue happening. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.